Hello again, basketball fans. Welcome to High School Hoops Weekly. Once again, I'm Aaron Schoonmaker alongside Powell Latimer, and we are here at the Hoggard girls basketball practice for good reason. We got into Ashley basketball a couple weeks ago, but it's the Hoggard girls that are really making some noise. They're second in the Mid-East right now. And earlier in the day, Powell had a chance to catch up with some of the girls and some of the coaches. So Powell, show me how that went.
We're with Hoggard coach Ray B. Ray, tell me a little bit about your team. You guys are off to a 4-2 start. What's been going right for you guys? What's helped you get off that hot in play this season?
Basically, we have 5 seniors playing with us this year, and they're the leaders of our squad, and they've been running the show for us pretty much. And with Mackenzie Edwards leading the way, and that's pretty much it. They come out and they do most of the coaching for me, and I just sit back and watch them run the show.
We brought in Mackenzie Edwards, Hoggard star player. Mackenzie dropped 26 points against Dixon just last night for the Vikings. So Mackenzie, what's been going right for you guys? We asked your coach this. You guys are 4-2, second in the conference. You know, what's really been going right for you guys on the floor?
Well, we've stepped up, like you said, as seniors. We realized that we lost some good players last year, and we've really just had to step up the leadership role. We all know what to do, but somebody's just got to be there to step up and tell everybody to do it, you know, when to do it, and just, I mean, we got it. We got a good team. We all love each other. We play well together, so I think we're clicking about the right times.
Talk a little bit about Mackenzie. You know, very few teams have a player that can hit jump shots like she can. I mean, her shot is really, really smooth.
Yeah, it is, and what she's doing now is being more aggressive. Mackenzie's a nice person. She likes to pass the ball a lot, and I wanted her to just be a little more aggressive and take more shots, and she's starting to do that. For instance, last night, she got 26 points and didn't play as many minutes as she usually plays, but she scored a lot of points, and when we needed it, then she stepped up.
You guys have 2 games coming up tomorrow and on Saturday, Pamlico and Pine Forest. Tell me a little bit about what you've seen out of those 2 teams and what we can expect these next 2 days.
Haven't seen Pamlico at all. We did play Pine Forest, and we lost to Pine Forest a couple of days ago, so we're looking forward to getting back at them. In our 2 losses, we do get a chance to play the 2 teams that beat us, East Bladen again in the tournament, Time Warner tournament, and Pine Forest. So we're really itching to get back at these guys.
You got holiday tournaments coming up. You guys are excited about that Time Warner Classic. You know, talk a little bit about, you've done this before, the whole holiday tournament thing. What's it like? What should we expect? You know, what's the experience like from a player standpoint?
It's a good place to play. Brogden's a huge place. We got some teams that we don't usually play, and then some in the conference, and that's always good because we get our first look at, you know, Ashley, Hanover, Laney, who's in our conference, and we'll see them later. But it's always a lot of fun and interesting.
All right, thanks, Powell. I mean, it looks like they're off to a pretty good start, and they said so themselves.
Absolutely, yeah. Like you said, they're 4-2 in the conference, second in the conference behind Ashley.
Yep.
But again, if we're talking girls basketball locally, you got to talk about East Bladen.
Yep.
Girls are 8-0. Patty Evers' team is everyone back from that state runner-up team 2 years ago. We played at Laney last night or Wednesday night. Absolutely destroyed Laney. 53-19 was the final.
Yep.
Was not pretty. You got Courtney Melvin back with 24 points, 21 rebounds. That's an average night for her. That's just, you know, run-of-the-mill pretty routine. They've also got Jasmine Kemp back, and they've also got girls that can hit threes. East Bladen hit 6 threes in that game. Really, really dangerous. If they can get that kind of balance, no one's going to be able to stop them. You just can't.
Yeah, if they can hit that 3-pointer, they've got Melvin inside, you got outside, you got good defense. That team, like you said, will not lose. On the boys' side, we had some good boys action as well this week. Talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We had, of course, last night I got to see Laney versus East Bladen. The boys after that girls game. Laney's got a pretty nice little team. They're really sneakily 7-0 undefeated. They haven't done the big matchup like New Hanover and Ashley has, going through the Brunswick schools and stuff like that. But Laney took on Pender, beat them pretty handily up at Pender. You know, they're a pretty solid team. Kadeem Allen, let me just read off some stats for Kadeem Allen. This guy, Laney's a junior point guard. He's 6'2", got great length, very good defensively. 17 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 7 assists per game, and almost 4 steals per game. You know, that's pretty tough to beat.
Yeah, and he's in the Mid-Eastern, where he's just one of a number of guys that really have a chance to go on to the next level.
Absolutely. In the Mid-Eastern, it's going to be a great conference this year. There are 4 guys, at least one guy on each of the 4 New Hanover County schools that have Division I looks. You've got Kadeem Allen, you've got Freddie Jackson and Nigel Holly out at New Hanover, TJ Williams at Ashley High School, and over at Hoggard you got Stillman White, a very good player as well. So there's some great competition, lots of very good teams. It's going to be a fun year to watch. Again, like we said all along, it's really shaping up that way.
Absolutely. You mentioned Stillman White. That Hoggard team's making a little bit of noise as well. Talk a little bit about Hoggard.
Absolutely. Hoggard, another team, these sneakily 5-0. They're undefeated so far this season. Watch out for them. They beat Millbrook in overtime in a big game up at Millbrook. That's a big game for Hoggard. These guys, when they get hot and they're shooting, they can beat just about anybody.
Absolutely. We're making our rounds throughout all the areas to get all the schools. We're here at Hoggard for a reason. Good boys team, hot girls team. Let's get to your big 3 points here.
Absolutely. Yeah. From the last week of rounding up this action, the first point is going to be a negative one because scoreless quarters. Come on, guys. We had 3 scoreless quarters in last night's action. We had the Laney girls did not score in the 4th quarter against East Bladen. The East Bladen boys didn't score for almost a 12-minute stretch against Laney last night through the 2nd quarter. And the Dixon girls were held scoreless by Hoggard right behind me in the 1st quarter of that game. So, a little bit of offensive struggles early in the season. But this is just when teams are starting to get worn down, getting exams, end of that preseason. It's a little bit of tiresome. Still, scoreless quarter, never fun for anybody. Point number 2, again, we need to talk about the Mid-Eastern Conference in the boys level just because the New Hanover County teams are all incredibly good. If you haven't seen them play, get out and see them play. If you're watching this, you've probably seen at least one of them play. Go see everybody else because they're all good. Like we said, Division I recruits on just about every team, really solid teams, and each team is a little bit different. Laney and New Hanover like to get up and run. New Hanover has got a little bit more inside-out game. Hoggard's got those great shooters and very solidly coached team. They're always never going to beat themselves. And then you got Ashley, who's got the most size of anybody and is great defensively and can really bang you down low in the post. I mean, there's just so much to talk about and so much fun things are going to happen come conference season.
Absolutely. Those are the most exciting games I've watched so far, and we're still early in the season.
Absolutely.
Let's get to point 3.
Absolutely. We got, holiday tournaments coming up. It's the holidays. It's Christmas. Time for some tournaments, as per the usual. We got Wallace Rose Hill. The boys and girls tournament up at Wallace Rose Hill is going to be a big one, at least for the area teams. In the boys team, we'll look out for Topsail versus South Brunswick in the opening round of that tournament. That's going to be a big game, from December 20th to December 22nd. Also in the girls version of this, you've got North Brunswick in there, you've got West Brunswick in there, you've got South Brunswick, Topsail, Whiteville is also in that tournament. A lot of pretty, good Brunswick and surrounding county teams that have a chance to really be good. And also the big one, the Time Warner Cable Classic, that girls tournament, going to be in Brogden Hall. Always a great place to go watch basketball and some great teams. The opening game for that is these girls at Hoggard versus Pender. And that's going to be a really, really good game. Hoggard gave East Bladen about the toughest game they've had this year. So, look out for that game. Also, outside of Hoggard, you've got the other 3 New Hanover schools. You've got East Bladen, Pender, Southview, and Havelock. Lots of good holiday action. And, of course, coming up after Christmas, Leon Brogdon tournament. We'll have some more information on that in the bracket's up on our website. So check that out. The holiday tournaments are just going to be great.
Yeah, every year that's a great chance to get to one gym, see a lot of great competition, a lot of great teams. Maybe you have family in town, bring them along too. We're going to be out there. We're going to have a ton of fun with it. Well, we'd like to thank Hoggard's basketball team today for letting us crash their party and crash their practice. You had a great interview with Coach. Keep checking it out. You're already on the website. You've stayed this long through the show, so you might as well check some stats, standings, and schedules. Anything else?
Absolutely. Happy holidays, guys, and take care, and come watch some basketball. I'll be there.
Check it out, guys.